Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good morning or good afternoon here. It's 12 o'clock. Just doing a sound check. I can see your comments on the screen over there, so just let me know if you can hear this as I roll through what's going on. My name's Josh. A lot of you that are tuning in know that by now, but this class is for everybody, including newcomers. I'm a fitness and sports instructor with PSP at CFB Halifax over at the Dockyard Gym. Keep in mind, we're doing our fitness class challenge, and we just need 3 screenshots a week from you guys for the period of a month, and you qualify to get in on a draw for TRX suspension trainers. So one of the best prizes I've ever seen in almost 10 years of working with the company. I'll give you a chance now to get a couple things together, so go ahead and cue your own music. Make sure you have water nearby, as well as you'll need a broomstick or a yoga strap and some sort of a light weight. I'm going to use a broomstick and this moderate bag of rice, 8 kilograms fully loaded, so not a big deal. I'm saying 10, 15, 20 pounds maybe. Just for some people that can't get into an overhead squat position, we're going to use the load to counterbalance some squats. Okay, so see if that's you. I'm going to read a disclaimer before I start talking about the nature of the class today. Let's see. All right, thanks, Glenn. How's it going, Trina? For everybody, in response to COVID-19, PSP is offering virtual fitness to Canadian Armed Forces members. By using social media platforms, the virtual fitness classes tailored to CAF personnel become accessible to all. Participants who are not CAF members recognize and acknowledge that their age, health status, and physical fitness level are unknown, and it is entirely up to each individual to assess their ability to participate in this class. Since it is preferable to consult your physician before beginning any exercise program, we invite all participants who are not CAF members to consult the Get Active Questionnaire of the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document. If you experience any pain or difficulty during the exercises presented in this video, it is recommended that you stop and consult a healthcare provider. If CAF members sustain an injury during this video, please remember to fill out a CF98 report form. It's a bit of a mouthful, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows why we do that. Okay, so a note on the class. Today is a lower body and core class. As we keep doing these types of classes, different instructors, or even the same instructor with a different approach, our goal is to provide you with variety. We don't want to be stagnant, so we're going to try a few outside the box ideas today. It might be new to some people, it might be under challenging to some, but I'll try to give a balanced approach for everybody. Alright, so before going into to the demos, let's go ahead and get into the demos. So for the overhead squat, I'm going to get you positioned such that you have this dowel or a broomstick or a yoga strap. We're just going to grab it such that when it's in front of your chest like this, your arms are at about 90 degrees. Put it over your head like so, and you want it in line with your ears, okay, or even a little bit back. We're going to pull the broomstick and kind of bend it so that it's going like a hill shape or a convex pattern, just ever so slightly. It's like a little bit of a bend and pull. Okay, so we want to get in that position and breathe in and exhale. Why are we doing this? Because we're sneaking in some shoulder mobility as we do the lower body. Right? We're still maintaining a theme, but it's good. So just something like this. If you're somebody that is trying to do that, but you're in a lot of pain and it's forward, that's why we have this modification in play here. So you can also grab, say, your bag of rice. I like the bag of rice because it's comfortable. It's kind of like a medicine ball. So you can be in here and just coming down into your squat. Some people are struggling to sit back on the heels and they're going to wobble backwards. That's when you come down, you can even put it out a little bit. There's no way you're going anywhere. That's a nice solid counterweight. So it seems harder because we're putting a strain on the shoulders, but it makes hip depth and squatting easier. So see which one of those people you were, and even if you can overhead squat, if you feel like doing a counterweight, that's going to be perfect for today. It doesn't matter. Let's see, other notes. Glute bridge. For the glute bridge, we're going to be knees 90 degrees, hands flat on the ground, breathe in, tight core. Exhale, drive the hips. An option here would be to breathe in, come up with one leg outstretched. Try to keep it in line with your knee. What that does is it puts pretty much double the resistance on one side of your glutes, one side of your body, and it gives you uneven stability. So we're working a little bit of anti-rotation through the core when we try to make that adjustment. A crunch. Crunch is going to be 90 degrees, hands lightly on the temporal region of the skull. Breathe in. Exhale as we, under control, curl the shoulders off the mat with no momentum, just like so. The modification here is if that's difficult, it's okay if we can barely get the shoulders off, but it's work hard, exhale, squeeze and hold. Okay, moving through, we have a lunge complex going on, and all that is we're going to step forward and back with the same leg, forward and back with the other leg, and a side lunge each direction. So that's going to look something like this. Step forward, straight down, and step backwards with that same leg, forward with the other leg, and backwards with the other, then to, let's say, your right and your left. That's going to slow it down and just create some angles. There's some people that like heavy lifting today that are going to be like, well, that's not exactly a maximum deadlift or a really heavy squat. I'm not interested. Keep in mind, when we overdo it in certain areas, we get repetitive strain injury, and we're setting ourselves up for unevenness, and it could be the little muscles, the weak links, that can cause an injury. So an example of that today, we're going to work on the glutes, and that's going to help protect our lower back and get rid of posterior chain weakness, and you're still going to be able to lift heavier in a healthy manner. Okay, skydivers. I like to call those skydivers, you might have heard them called Superman or something like that. We're going to do this in what's called an isotonic manner, so going through a range. Okay, we're going to basically start here, breathe in. Okay, we don't want to overdo the arch. We want to have a 45-degree angle of depression with our gaze, and we're just going to come into here. So chin slightly tucked, gaze is down here. Okay, I think that's going to be okay for everybody. Just do that at your own pace. After we do that, because our back's going to be tight, we're going to counter stretch that just with a child's pose. Stretching out your lower back that we just kind of excessively tightened. Front plank. Front plank can be done from the knees. We can be here. We can do this from the toes. And a little thing to try, if we have the shoulder integrity and we know we can move past, if the front plank from the toes is too easy, what we can do is just sneak the elbows a little more anterior to the shoulder. So something like this. Put them a little bit forward. That puts us into like a hollow body hold position. And it's not easy, but if you want to try that today, we can. Modified side bend. This one here is going to look a little strange. So in the past, I've done side crunches by having both legs like so, and then you try to have both hands here on either side of the head, and then try to crunch in a perpendicular line to the way my hips are. We don't want the hips open fully, and we don't want them at 90. Let's go 45. One hand you're gonna put like this, palm up, lay into your bicep, hand on the head like so, breathe in. It's gonna be a straight path, and you can put a little bit of downward pressure on the support arm. You'll notice that you're in a nice straight line. It's gonna feel comfortable, and we're working on the internal rotation or spinal flexion. Okay, so that's gonna be good. And lastly, hip abduction. So that's when we take our leg and we move it away from the midline. There's different ways to do this. The one easier version would be a fire hydrant. So from a tabletop position, breathe in, exhale with a bent leg, bringing the leg to the side. Okay? That's going to be your way to make this a little easier. Also, what you can do is we can do this side kick, isometric hold, just for 1 second. Just watch this. Breathe in, exhale, hold it out, bring it in. Breathe in, hold it out, breathe it in, bring it back in. That's going to be at the end of our giant circuit, because we're going to have 8 different exercises. Okay, lots of variety, a couple of new things. We're going to feel that uniquely. Let's just try to be honest and appropriate. With that being said, we're going to get into a jog. Just a super light jog to warm up. Yeah, so guys, make sure if you're doing the challenge that you don't delay in getting your screenshots in. 3 every week, just it's a bit of proof that you're actually digging into the activity. We're trying to grow the program, and there's a possibility of getting a new $200 or $300 piece of gear. Okay, so from this, we're going to get into a normal squat position. Okay, breathe in, exhale. Feeling a little tight and inconsistent in my left hip flexor. That's just an example of the kind of things you'll feel before engaging in activity. So we want to get the warm up to the point where we feel good. Okay, back in here, light jog. Okay, what we're going to do is go to moderate jog. So not high knees, just what we would call a moderate jog. So the knees up a little bit higher, feet a little bit higher off the ground. Already feeling warm, that's the idea. Okay, let's go ahead and explore that lunge idea. So all we're going to do is take our right leg, step forward. Okay, now we're going to take that same right leg and step it backwards. Back up, and left leg forward. And left leg backwards. There's not a whole lot of room in here, but do your best. Side step to the right. Side step to the left. Okay, we're going to be doing this a decent amount. I'll slow it down when we get to it. So let's go ahead. We're going to get into a bit of a side shuffle, actually. Okay, so we just want to work with some of that stuff going on with our hip while using our space. I got to do 2 shuffles to the wall. Okay, back in here, on the toes, karaoke with a short distance. Okay, so stepping in behind and then in front, pause, behind and front, pause. Couple more. Okay, back in here, we're going to bring it up to just one more notch on the dial with moderately high knees. And high heels. stretching out those quads. That feels like it's relieving. It's going on my hip flexor. Kind of lengthening it. Opening it up, getting some blood in there. Okay, let's go with the hips. From back here, bring it over and back under control. For each side, that's 2. Last one. And other side. Internal, external rotation, that's 2. Good. Comes back. Shoulders down, core tight. Large deliberate arm circles. All the way. Open up the chest and lightly touch your shoulders. Hands by your side, shoulders down and back. We're going to come up here and then back down by the sides. Okay? And try to posture up with it. Warming up those shoulders. We're going to be doing overhead squats here. Okay, large deliberate shoulder rolls. Kind of learning how to naturally move at the shoulder. Other way. Okay, now let's just go ahead and get the towel and just practice that thing I mentioned. So 90 degrees with the arms in this position. Grab onto the bar and bar straight overhead. Okay, like so. We want to basically hold gravity exactly. Breathe in. Pulling, stretching the bar a little bit. Exhale, come on up. Last 2. Okay, great. So that's what we're going to do. Just do a couple more things. I just want to take the neck from one ear to the shoulder, roll to the other. Do that a couple of times. Once we go, we're going to flow and not really stop. So I just want to make sure we're ready for that. Okay, so cue your music, get ready. We're going through 8 exercises: overhead squat or the light front counterweight, glute bridge, crunch, lunge complex, skydiver, to child's, front plank, side bend, hip abduction. We'll do 3 rounds, full body stretch, and we'll be set. All right, here we go. Just back into your dowel, and we're gonna go with me. I'm gonna be reasonable with the duration on each activity. It's set up. Here we go. Tight core, shoulders down and back. Breathe in. Slice legs. Also good shoulder activation and working on shoulder mobility. 3. 4. Get your counterweight. 6 out of 10. We're going with 10. Last one with good tightness. Good. Set that side. Get yourself in your glute bridge position. So lying in the plank position, legs at 90. Palms down. Breathe in. Exhale. Come on up. And you can go one side or the other. Or both. That's 5 of 10. That's what we call 7 there. That's 7 on each. When I'm going to go roughly 14, I think it'd be an extra one. If you're going bilateral, both at the same time. In the crunch, same position, hands lightly on the sides of the head. Breathe in. Exhale, come on up. Take 4, we'll go 10. Two left. And last one. Good. Okay, getting up. Before we lie face down, we're going to do that lunge complex. I want to use the sandwich method or intercept method of throwing in some legs amongst the core. Okay, here we go. One leg forward. Step back. Then step backwards. Notice a little different sensation. Other side. Okay, step into one side. Keep your spine vertical. And step to the other side. Keep that spine vertical as well. Here we go. Another time. Off to the side. Off to the other side. And let's go. Right here. Breathe in. And back down. In. Exhale. Remember to keep that gaze 45. Legs up, chin slightly tapped. Breathe in. 4. 5. Remember to squeeze your glutes and your rear shoulder. Okay, we're going for 8. That feels about right. Let's get set up for a version of a front plank. And we're going to hold this for anywhere between 5 to 10 reps. Let's see how it goes. Get set. Ready, set, go. Okay, good. That was 7 of my reps. And I'm not trying to keep it necessarily. I'm trying to be appropriate, given that we're not over for this round. We're going to do 2 more times. Okay, setting up. You're going to have, you want this sideline position, kind of like field position with the legs going 45 degrees compared to the way your spine is. One arm up like so. The other, the top hand, is opposite to the way the legs are going. Okay, starting here, breathe in. Exhale. Just squeeze the elbow towards that hip, closing this, the internal obliques. Okay, inhale. Get a really good angle here. 3, 6. Let's go for 10. Last 2. You control how hard you're squeezing. So you can pace it out so you're going to be able to make it last. But you want to be in the 70 to 85 range percentage probably. Okay, here we go. Same thing on the side, so you're not completely open. You're at 45, lying with the other arm, hand on the side of the head. Breathe in. Just like so. Right in that straight line. Breathe in. You can push down on that arm a little bit. It's okay. You're still really assisting it a bit, but it helps you really get that squeeze in a good line. 3. Last 2. Good. Keep in mind for the next one, we can go in the tabletop and kick up to the side like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant or a low bush. And, or we can get into this kind of a side kick hold. Either way, take a side, breathe in, stand tall like so, tight core, breathe in. Exhale to the side for a second, bring it back. Other side. Okay. It's not easy, but let's try it. That's 2 per side. Let's go 5 per side. Okay, so if you can get nice and low, let's squeeze. That's where you're at. 3. Okay, 1 more per side. Good. That's the end of 8 different things. Grab some water, and we won't take a whole lot of time. We'll dive into set number 2 with pleasure. So ask yourself if all those different versions of exercises that you just performed were appropriate for you. Were you going through full range of motion? Were you able to control the top squeeze? If not, let's make it one of those easier versions. If you're bored and not challenged, or you're just ready for a challenge, then time to step it up. Either way, back in we go. Grab your dowel or your room handle. We're going to get set up. 90 degrees here. Back overhead. Right over as vertical as possible. Stretch it. Slight bend. Fairly wide stance. Breathe in. Come on down. Exploring our hip range, shoulder stability and range. We're going 10. That's 2. Or have your bag device in front of you. As a counterweight. Seven, 8, squeeze those glutes. 1 more. Sit away the dowel. Glute bridge. Get yourself set up. Here's an example. My hips are kind of cramping up when I go one leg at a time. I'm going to go bilateral. It's not cheating. It's just being appropriate. So we're going to work. Here we go. Hands down, breathe 14 in case you're going unilateral. 4. Your 6, squeeze the glutes. Get those hips lined up. 7. Last 4. 2 left. Great. You got those out of the way. Back up for lunge. Okay. Here we go. Step them down. One leg forward. Same leg back. Opposite leg forward. Same leg back. Off to one side, big step. Vertical spine. Other side. Big step, vertical spine. Try to slip in your own step. Step the starting leg forward. Same leg back. Opposite leg forward. As you breathe in, exhale, same leg back. Inhale. One side. Last one. In position, go through those isotonic skydivers or with a lengthening and shortening phase. Start to finish. Here we go. Lying prone, chin tuck, breathe in. Exhale. Come on up. In that skydiver position, chin slightly tucked. Gauge over here, 45. Inhale. Back up. That's 2. 3. Just go for 7. 1. We're getting really good squeeze. Great. We're still in this prone position. Now we're going to get set for a vertical front plank that works for us. Careful with your spine, getting there. Ready, set, go. Go to 8 reps. Last 2 big breaths. Here we go. Last one. Good. Time. Okay, cue it up. We're going to do those modified side bends, or kind of like a side crunch modified. As I spread all over the floor. That's a good sign. Get set. Line into your upper arm. Hand on the side of the head. Breathe in. Exhale. Straight direction. Three, up 10. Seven, 3 left. Last one. Good. Carefully getting up. Switch to the side. validate the exercise by having a really tight core. Six of 10. Last time doing this exercise will be too sore. 7. One. Let's come out. Again, you can do the kneeling fire hydrant, hit abduction exercise, or we can try this balancing 1 second isometric side kick idea again. Here we go. Stand in here, right? Breathe in, exhale. Inhale, exhale the side. Two. Just 5. Great. If you get tired, just down here a little bit. It's okay. Last one. Take a grab a bit of water, and we're going to go through the greatest hits of that circuit. We're not going to do, we're going to basically do half. We're going to quick drink of water because we're going to do the squat portion, maybe the crunch, the skydiver. Forget the plank, forget the side bend, forget the leg abduction. We're just go through, get a little bit more volume in the major muscles for that conditioning effect in 30 seconds. Okay, make your way to your broomstick. We got 8 minutes left in class, and I want to make sure we stretch. Set it up, same thing, 90 degrees. We're doing another set of 10. I want this exercise to be 3 sets for sure. Good, slightly wider than average stance. Stretch the bar, bend it a little bit, right overhead. Breathe in, come on down, knees over the toes. Exhale, come on out, squeeze the glutes, stabilize the shoulders. Three. Seven. Last 3. Last one. Okay, everyone can go away. Right in position for your skydiver. Just skydivers and crunches. It will stretch. Here we go. We just want to go front and back. A little extra core. Ready? Breathe in. Exhale, come on up. Squeeze it. Breathe in. Exhale. 3 of 7. Two left. Last one. Shifting ourselves in for a crunch. I talked about child's pose. What we're doing here with the crunch is actually counteracting that. I pretty much forgot that. That's okay. That's what we've been doing. Let's keep it concise. Crunch position. Breathe in. Exhale. Come on up. Go for 10. 6. Good, coming under that. Shake it out, grab a drink if you need to. Next time I come to this class, lower body and other ideas. Just gonna spread it around, make sure we keep it exciting. Grab a drink of water, and we'll get into a standing stretch for starters. We didn't really work trials that much, but let's stretch them anyway. So, come on up in this position here. Won't go too crazy with them on the side. Just tighten lethargy in general. Okay, let's get the legs in a standing position. So a bit of a lunge stance, close up on the bent leg in the front, breathe in. Exhale, lean forward as you sink down a little bit. Okay. Other side, switch feet. Inhale and exhale, suddenly push forward. Okay, wide with the feet. Inhale, and then exhale. Just going to slide bend to one side. Inhale, back to center. Other side with the exhale. Core in tight. Back up. We're going to lean like so, stretching inside one leg, posing up on the bent leg. Shifting over to the other side. Breathe in. Exhale, sink. Coming over that, you pull on the wall if necessary, and grab one foot, one up the knees, breathe in. Exhale, pull back, squeeze your glutes. Great, other side. Breathe in, line the knees, exhale. Push forward to the glutes. Actually, let's sit on the mat, feet together, breathe in, exhale over the knees. Both feet out front, sit tall, breathe in. Exhale, around the spine, tap the chin, forward towards the chin, forehead towards the shins. Or to your 70% pain threshold, which could be anywhere along that path. Last thing, let's stretch over the glutes. Cross over one knee, go in the space, I'll get this other side. Breathe in, exhale, pull it in. Other side, breathe in, set up. Exhale, pull in slightly with the exhale. All right, I know this is kind of new now. We're get it done in 45 minutes type of class, so I'm not going to hold you around. Some other ideas would be to do a little bit of take some of those stretches that we're feeling good, but you don't feel like enough time in. Do them stuff. Otherwise, get outside, maybe get a little yard work done for PT. Drink lots of water and consider eating fresh fruits and vegetables today. My name's Josh. That's your lower body core for today, Monday the 25th of May.